So here's my Infinity War spoiler section for you folks. So let's go ahead and just start from the main character. It's a good guy. It's a good guy. Okay. I think all of them are interacted. It's pretty darn good. It felt more like this war didn't feel like a whole Marvel kind of type deal. It felt more like Avengers smashed with Guardians of the Galaxy. That's pretty much what it felt like. They didn't really take anybody else that was outside of that realm, which is fine because those are two main groups that were involved. So that's what it felt like, and Doctor Strange in there, and some other groups. But you guys know what I mean. It's just more prioritized those two groups kind of interacting with each other, getting to know each other. And I thought it was a great movie. I will say Thanos. From what I understand about Thanos in the comic books, which I have read, which I've only read about two main ones, which is Thanos versus which is the Captain Marvels, the male Captain Marvel, sorry, Marvel or whatever, I don't really know, and the and Avengers versus Thanos. And the one problem I had was Lady Death is nowhere to be found in this movie, which is the only thing, which is one of the big things that make me upset, because that is literally his main motive in the comic books, was pretty much as the woman named Lady Death. This woman that he's very in love with, which is Lady Death, which he wants to bring death to the world for her. She doesn't talk, she doesn't do anything. He just wants to be there for. He just wants her. He wants her approval, and you don't see that in this movie. And it's very frustrating because you don't see everything that the movie that it could have been if you read the comic books. If you read the comic books, this is really not the Thanos you were thinking. This is not the Thanos I was thinking. I was thinking more of a Thanos that's very addictive. Okay, maybe I read the comic books wrong because I have not read the Infinity Gauntlet yet, but I've read the other ones. I've read the ones before it, and I'm about to read the Infinity Gauntlet here in a few weeks, if I can get to it in the next coming week or so. But I thought of Thanos as more as a, I want power. I want my lover to be happy, and I want to kill everybody so that I can do for her. And it didn't feel like that's what he was. Well, obviously that wasn't what he was doing it for. He wanted to help human population by keeping it down, which is kind of like a weird thing, because it's kind of like it's kind of a conservative idea to fight against that, actually, because that's, I don't know, but whatever. So they talk about that, and that's what he wants to do, but it doesn't really make any sense to me because that's like my big issue, and I don't really talk about that in the non-spoiler section because I want you to see the movie anyways. You gotta go see the movie anyways. And that's like my one big complaint. If you're just a generic person, just a generic fan, not really caring about the outside stories, then that's fine. If you don't really care about comic books, you don't really care about kind of sticking to that area, then that's fine. And it's just very frustrating to see all this, and his motives were not the best. I did not like his motives at all. The motives didn't make any sense to me. Because it almost felt like he was unintentionally a bad guy. Because he was trying to say, you know what, all of our resources are finite, but we have too many people. People are the one thing that's not finite. We have so many people in this world. And he was like, well, we got to destroy the world then, and we got to kill most people. I'm like, well, you're kind of unintentionally a bad guy then, since you're trying to keep people alive. You don't really want to take over. He doesn't want to rule, which is kind of strange. Like he said at the end, like, he doesn't want to rule. All he wants to do is just go home and go to bed, basically. Or ghost in the sunset, just watch the sun rise or fall or whatever, right? Watch the sunset. So he doesn't have a main. So his motives are almost, he's unintentionally the bad guy in the story. It's because he's not, and I get it. He has to sacrifice some people along the way for the betterment of the good. Essentially, that's what he was doing it for. And it almost like unintentionally he is the bad guy. He doesn't want to be a bad guy, but he's unintentionally the bad guy. I thought of Thanos as more as a power-hungry killer, wanting all the power, wanting people under him. But at the end, nobody's under him, because half the people in the world are dead. But yeah, and how he gets all the stones, it's really interesting because it doesn't. Not all of it makes sense. I'm like, seriously, Doctor Strange, you said you wouldn't do it, but he did do it. Um, it just that's where I'm struggling at right now with this whole ordeal. The fact that basically they said that they basically what they did was bring about basically it felt like almost like they just allowed it to happen. They allowed Thanos to do all this. Why? To save I guess half of them, because half the Avengers and most of the Guardians, except for one I believe, is all dead. Or gone at least. Not dead. They're sadly in the superhero world, which I say sadly because I don't like it. Sadly in the superhero world, especially which is probably movies, they're not dead. It doesn't matter. Comic books, you're never truly dead. You're never dead. They're like the weird things in comic books. Rarely ever use guns, and nobody's ever really dead. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much two staples, and there's usually a hero, villain, obviously, whatever. But you know what I would have loved to have seen in this movie? Because he would have added so much more funniness to the movie, even though it was already really funny, and I thought I enjoyed it anyway. Deadpool would be kind of cool to add. Why not Deadpool? Deadpool would be so much fun to add. And, well, it's a little bit of a struggle right now, because are the people really dead? I don't think so. And a lot of people are probably like, oh, these are going to be permanent. Seriously? I don't think killing off half your cast is going to be permanent, because some of the people were new. The Guardians only had 2 movies out. Gamora for sure is dead. That's the only one I know for sure that's actually dead. But the Guardians only had 2 movies. And there's a third one. So I don't know what they're going to do there. So that's pretty much my only bad. The only bad thing in the movie, pretty much for me, is Thanos. And Thanos was even good. It was kind of frustrating because comic book wise, he's nothing like that to me. And I think Lady Death should have been in it, because Lady Death is a very iconic character in the comic books, and I thought comic book fans would love it. And people say they stick to the comic books real well. Well, I don't think they did with Thanos. I just don't think they do at this point. But yeah, it's good. It's a good movie with Thanos in it. Hulk is good. For some strange reason, I did like Hulk in it. Hulk was really funny. But yeah, good movie. So let me guys think in the comment section below. Do you think I was too hard? Do you think I was wrong about Thanos? If you guys think I'm wrong, if you guys have evidence to prove that whatever I was wrong about Thanos, please let me know. I'd like to have the open discussion about this. And let me guys think in the comment section below. Don't comment and subscribe for more videos. And remember that I do still enjoy this movie. I love the movie. I just thought Thanos was the biggest part of the movie.